to the Delhi Capital side. I think Saurav was with the team, I think, back in 2019. We had a lot of success then. I've always enjoyed working with Saurav. I've always enjoyed playing against him. Obviously, we played a lot against each other. We captained a lot against each other. We've got really similar thoughts on the game as well, which is obviously a great thing. And to have someone of his stature and his knowledge of the game back around the Delhi Capitals can only be a good thing for us. So, we've got a particularly good coaching group together, and with Saurav there as sort of that mentor as well. He's very hands-on. He's at training every day. So already over the last 4 days, it's been great to have him back, and hopefully we can sort of have the same sort of success and win as many games as we did in 2019.
Ricky, how many Rishabh Pant, of course, has been one of the captain who absence, of course, recovery, like you said, but as a player becomes absent, how much will that be missing the captain?
Well, of course it'll be missed. He's one of the best players in the world. He's been part of us for a long time. He's part of the family at Delhi Capitals. He's our captain, he's sort of our spiritual leader, but there's more to it than that as well. Like he's obviously a great player, but he's just a great person to have around your team. He's highly energetic, he loves the game, he loves representing the Delhi Capitals, and he's a highly ambitious young man that has got the world at his feet still. So that's why it's such a shame for us and for him not to be part of the IPL this season. But as I said, we'll do everything we can to include him as much as possible. It's my job as coach to make sure that the other players are really understanding of how much he means to our franchise, and we'll try and do the best one for him.
Ricky, what's the update on Sarfraz Khan? We had a finger injury.
What's the update?
Sarfraz Khan.
Yeah, he'll be joining us today. He's been up at the NCA for the last few weeks, recovering from that fractured finger. He'll hopefully join us today. We've got our first practice game tomorrow, which hopefully he will arrive today and be able to be part of that game tomorrow. Yeah.
Who will be the first choice as a wicket-keeper for you?
We haven't decided that yet. That's what the practice games are all about. And that's obviously a big hole that Rishabh leaves. Even with the impact player rule that's coming into the IPL this year, there's lots of ways that you can think about using different players and wicket keepers and things. So. Right now we've had some guys with us on trial for the last. We had a trial in Calcutta. Some of the keepers were there. We've had training here for the last 5 or 6 days that those keepers have been a part of. So we'll have a look at those guys in the practice games tomorrow, and I think come either at the end of the game tomorrow or our second practice game will be the 28th. We'll actually know then which guy we're going to contract.
You're one of the women's team in the first and final round of the WPL, and anything you have to say to them?
Yeah, well, I think as a men's team, we'll be sending some videos through to the women in the coming days just to wish them all the best. But I think it makes us all really proud, to see Delhi Capitals team in an IPL final, WPL final and the level of cricket that they've played through this tournament has been outstanding. And their star players have really stood up and led the way, and Meg's obviously done a great job captaining the team and being the first team through to the final. So it's been great. I think if anything, it sort of motivates and inspires us as a men's team as well to see what the women have done over the last few weeks, and gives us something to aspire to. So that's also something that we'll speak about as a group. If they happen to go on and win it, then there's extra motivation there for us as well.
Ricky, what is the idea behind Akshay Patel as the vice captain?
He was vice captain last year. Obviously, someone that's been at the franchise for a long time. What we want to do at the Delhi Capitals is to make sure that we're rewarding the players that have been at the franchise for a long time. And obviously, Akshay's one of the leading Indian players in the IPL. We've seen what sort of an impact he's had on one-day international cricket and even Test cricket over the last few months for India. So once again, he's one of those guys you love having in your team. He's a lot of fun around our group. He's a very, very good player. He's an experienced player now. So I thought it was absolutely the right idea to make Akshay vice captain again.
Ricky, how far has been the practice so far, and how has it been going?
Practice has been great. Yeah, we've used both of our venues. We've been at Arun Jaitley for the last few days. As I said, the guys have got a day off today. We have trained really hard over the last 5 or 6 days, so we've given them a day today to freshen up, so they're ready to play the practice game tomorrow. The practice games are really important for us going into this season because we've got a few new, fresh faces that, in Rishabh's absence, there will be some opportunities created for some of these young guys that really put their hand up. So it's a really exciting time. As a coach, to sit back and see some of these young guys and the young talent that we've got, and we'll see them on display over the next few days. And whoever puts their hand up will find themselves playing in the first couple of games for us.
Ricky, anything on
Only last
Ricky?
the team. It will benefit Mission Marsh also the part of the team, and he performed really well in the recent series against India. So Mission Marsh and David Warner both were very good.
Please look at him.
It's a benefit for the Delhi Capitals team for this season also.
Ricky, if you can look at
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've got two world-class international players at the top of the order. In David Warner's been one of the leading performers in IPL history, opening the batting. We've got Prithvi Shaw that'll open the batting with David Warner, and Mitchell Marsh is most likely to bat at number 3. And he did, as he did for us last season in the games that he played, and he had some great impact on a couple of the games that we won last year. And I don't think I've seen him bat better than he is right now. I think that one-day form, albeit as an opener that we saw in this last series against India, is exactly the way that we wanted to play for the Delhi Capitals. So David and Mitch arrived yesterday, obviously straight after the one-day series win. They didn't train yesterday. David will probably have the day off tomorrow just to freshen right up. He's got a fair bit of thinking to do around the captaincy of this team, and we're going to sit down this afternoon and work through all the logistics of the impact player and how that's going to work and how we're going to use it best. So, but to have those two guys there, we've got some other great internationals as well. Norkir will join soon. Phil Salt, Riley Rousseau will join soon, and Geedy and Mustafiza. Mustafiza will hopefully be here for our first game. So, all's coming together quite well.
Last question, please. Ricky, can we see Rishabh Pant in the dugout during the IPL to motivate players in mid-season?
Look, hopefully we will see Rishabh at the ground in the dugout. That's certainly my dream. My dream and my wish is to have him sitting right beside me in the dugout. I've got a very, very good relationship with Rishabh. He's apart from being someone that I've coached and our captain, I'd like to think that we're great friends. So I'd love to have him sitting there. As I said, the logistics of that are probably not that simple, not that easy. But if he's up to it and we can make it work, then I'd love to have him with us every game.
Thank you.